All right, one more quick video. I don't know how quick it is, but I just really like those little embellishments that I did this afternoon using some thicker paint, more paint, and these crystals. I just really love that crystal look. Doesn't it really add to the overall? And I was looking at this one right here. I wasn't quite sure if I liked the larger kind of foliage on this or the smaller one. Initially, I was thinking larger, but I really like that delicate nature on there. It felt like these leaves are kind of falling off of there. Okay, so that being said, we have our different colors of paint pens, and I thought I would use some of the blue on the blue ones as well. I just might as well get some little bit of extra tone in here. Yeah, it's kind of in a very subtle way. We can use a darker blue too, because this paper itself is fairly dark, so a darker blue than this would still be light in comparison. So I think that looks pretty cool. Let's go a little bit more extreme, like I was just mentioning, with a darker one. I mean, it's not extreme, but it's just more. It's just a bigger jump from the white pen to the white one. I mean, the light blue to the white. Okay, so we're gonna do this type of jump right here instead of that to that. Okay, so a little bit more extreme. I just want this blue to show up a little bit more because the lighter blue looks, I don't know, somewhat similar to the white. Doing this blue, it doesn't really change the nature of the piece either. It's still this cold, kind of chilly type of scenario here. So we'll go with that right there. Let's go with the large white on this one, but let's go with a few smaller light blue. All right, something like that. I don't know if you can even see that on this loud holographic, but it says all those little smaller blue ones, so you don't really see it when the lights are in back of there. I'm talking about that as northern lights, but when you go like that, and there's none of that light showing in there, those different tones kind of come out a little bit more. It's a little bit more three-dimensional. I think the blue kind of recesses a little bit. And those white ones really stand out, don't they? All right, that's the holographic right there. Okay, so enough of the blue ones. Okay, we've been, doing these different tests on here. This one's another blue one. Oh, here, let me do this while I'm at it here. I do have kind of a warmer blue-green that I could use on this kind of more aqua paper, but just keep things moving here. Okay, so those are my blue ones. A little bit of an extra tinge there. All right, so on these, I'd have to say I really like that crystal, little clear crystal effects. I did bring out my blue one here. Okay, yeah, I forgot about my blue crystals. I haven't used my blue crystals too much. I don't think they look as good as the clear crystals, just in terms of the quality and sparkly nature of it. But yeah, these ones are pretty close to this color right here. See that aqua kind of warmish blue? I'm talking about in here. I thought that would match pretty well with this one. So let's try this right here. It is kind of hard to see. Yeah, these little glue dots on here because there's already these colored, or white or now blue colored dots on here, but so you use a little bit of I think a pretty good little drop of glue. It's certainly more than I'm going to need for some of the smaller crystals that will come into play, but I need this to be kind of a large glue dot just so I can see where I'm applying those crystals. I don't know if I'm just going to go with all blue on this one or if we'll use some blue and clear. Okay, so let's see. I don't know. I think in this case it's going to match pretty well. Okay, I'm going to grab a couple different sizes. This is just how I do it. I just grab a finger full of them. Just whatever sticks to my finger like that. I just drop them out like that, and the ones that land upright, those are the ones I'm going for. And this is a Marvy Jewel Picker. Trying to see where I've added those little glue dots. Some of them have already kind of disappeared from sight a little bit. Because it starts to dry pretty fast. Let's see, I thought I added more glue right around in here. I need to clean off my jewel picker. Okay, let's see if I can see it a little bit better. Tilting it at an angle. Yeah, I think I can see a little bit better. And grab some of the smallest ones. Ah. think all my glue's dried up. Let's see. Yeah, we need a little bit more. I mean, it's good that it's a fast-drying glue. You know, this glue, I mean, it goes on white and it clear, you know, it dries clear, so you know, hard to see it. Even if some of it dries up on you, as you're applying it, since it's clear, it's no real big deal, right? It just looks like a kind of a, I don't know, a shiny raised dot in a way. In this case, it's not a bad thing. It looks just like another, I don't know, whatever medium being applied. You know, it could be the equivalent of like something like a clear embossing powder or something like that. Yeah, I need to clean off my jewel picker. Yeah, with some water. It's got a little glue on it or something like that. And of course, I've never cleaned it off. All right, so there you have it like that. They're a little bit more subtle, I guess, than the clear ones. That adds a little extra, doesn't it? It's kind of interesting. It's fairly subtle. Let's see. Let's have a little bit more glue down here. Yeah, I guess it was 2 dots down that area. All right, I think I'm going to leave it like that. I think that's an adequate amount of blue bling. Okay. Larger ones, you could even put it like 4 in the corner, like they're kind of rivets or something like that. Be kind of interesting. We'll keep the visual interest on the interior, though, of the scene, you know, as opposed to on a frame. All right. Let's go with this one right here. The silver holographic. It's a little bit of a slight rose color too. Okay. I'm ready for some serious blingation on this one. Let's go with the clear, though. Although, I don't know, now I'm thinking about that, doing some colored one, like picking out one color. I'll do that for a springtime, seeing if I can remember to do that in the future. All right, let me try a couple of these larger ones. I hardly ever use these real large crystals, but now might be a good opportunity. gonna work kind of fast on this with this glue I'm finding. I didn't realize it dried so fast. All right, those are some pretty big crystals right there. And let's go for these pretty small ones. These ones aren't the smallest of the sizes, but they're pretty small. So, a little change in dimension. A little variety is always, a pretty good idea. I haven't even looked at the screen. Sorry if I've been working off screen here. Delicate surgery here. I feel like I'm doing, I don't know, it's not delicate work at all, but I don't know, it's like brings back memories of like playing like the game Operation or something like that. Although it's not going in with a pair of tweezers or something, but I don't know, that came to mind while I was doing this here. Okay, let's see. I got some down here. All right, there's the little crystals there. I'm not gonna. It's kind of a little bit unbalanced. Like I should have some right here, but I think that looks pretty good. Having it maybe slightly uneven. I don't know if that's the word for it, but just in terms of the crystal placements, I don't want it like everywhere. Although that might be kind of interesting, but I think that's enough right there. And it's like a jewel, this whole thing with the crystals. All of these pieces here on the the holographics. They all look like, I don't know, like gems or something to me. So, or like I mentioned in the other one, I think I mentioned they look kind of like candy or something like that. I'm doing them in like groups of 3. It's not really so much for a design reason here. It's just like if I start laying down some crystal and I'm looking for the other, you know, dot or something like that, I'm starting to realize that I can recognize it in the grouping of 3 here. You know, I know there's another um, 2 accompanying the 1, so it's easy to find the glue dot, in other words. Okay, so larger ones right here. This one's pretty big. We'll see if we can handle it. I would never go with the largest size. Well, I don't know about never, but probably not. These crystals come with they go pretty large. Somebody drop a bunch down like that, and it seems like 75% of them kind of go upside down. Couldn't find the 3rd one. It was on a branch. Here's the red. It's like we were dressed up our card in some jewelry like that. I don't know what it represents. I mean, it could be like ice or something like that on the branches or on some kind of ice storm, and there was some sort of foliage on there still or something like that. All right, let's get some of these others ready to go here. Final card. I really like this gold on gold. I think it looks really quite rich and kind of vibrant. Regal, maybe. Maybe I'll just go with the smaller ones on this one. Okay, I think that's it. I mean, I think these look pretty good without it, or I don't know, really fun and pretty dynamic without these little extra crystals on there. But I just think that, I don't know, while I'm doing this kind of experimentation, especially with these first ones, I want to try things on these different cards like this. It is a really simple type of thing. It's just white impressions on this, these different types of foils, you know, be it the holographic or what, you know, different colors, just solid colors, iridescence. But that just little extra touch, I didn't know if it would detract from it. I don't think it does. I think that looks pretty good on there. Just extra, I don't know what it would be. Blingy. All right, let's take a look at this red one here. Red holographic. Look at those little kind of dancing little lights on the tree. I don't know. I guess it kind of lights up the tree, kind of like a, I don't know. You know, a holiday tree maybe. All right, let's take a look at the silver. I think it looks pretty cool. The silver really matches up with the silver, or the clear. The clear crystals are kind of silver. But there it is with those extra little, you know, little sparkly bits on there that stand out against that light. Then we have our blue crystals on this one. A lot more subtle, especially on a blue background like that. I think the blue on that would look kind of cool, or if we had like pink crystals on there for spring. Okay, and then clear on dark blue. This one's with the larger crystals. I don't know, I kind of like that. That looks pretty cool. Fairly large scale in terms of, you know, in comparison to the other ones. All right, just, you know, just plain white on that one. Fairly large dots with the larger paint pen. This one right here is the blue and white on there with the holographic. I think on this one I was mentioning, or on one of these earlier, I was thinking there are things going on in here that reminds me of kind of like an Art Nouveau type of thing, which I really like. And this one right here was the smaller, kind of more delicate blossoms or something like that, kind of falling off the tree, just with the 0.7 millimeter paint pens in both the blue and the white, and I really like that. I feel that this one has a little bit of motion to it with these little falling little petals in here. And that's always fun to, and then you have the, you know, the changing of light there due to it being a metallic foil, but I don't know, just different looks for these different pieces like this, and I don't know. I'd have to say I like all the different colors. For a holiday, I don't know, I think they're all appropriate for Christmas, you know, being that they're metallics. As I said, they're almost like ornaments. I mean, you can do like these types of things. I've done smaller ornaments before. Let's see. I had a bunch of smaller foil pieces cut out. Oh, there we go. So here's a, you know, little 2x2 inch piece. But I think we can do like a small tree on here or something like that and do it in white. And then, or you can cut these types of things into smaller pieces, 2x2 or something like that. And then, you know, put those little crystals on here and then we can have little ornaments. You can do the tree this way. It doesn't have to be that same tree, but or it could be a smaller version or something like that. You punch a hole up here, or you just mat this on something else and it becomes like a little ornament. You can even do it, you know, double-sided like this, you know, the same thing on both sides. And, you know, put a little of that those crystal types of touches on there to to reflect a little bit more of the like Christmas tree lights or something of that sort. I think that'd be pretty neat. All right, so anyways, always learning and always experimenting and always luckily having fun in discovering new things with some pre-existing papers in my own collection. So a lot of people have these types of foils, different types of foils in your supplies already, and I would encourage you to test them out with some different stamping applications. And a lot of people don't stamp on them, but they've used them for other things. But you can stamp on them if you have the right media, and sometimes if you have the media that maybe will stamp on there and dry, or if it doesn't dry, you can emboss on there. You can try embossing, doing something like that, or like I did, use the Krylon types of acrylic sprays to lock down your inks. And these ones didn't require too much spray. I just kind of hit it lightly, with a couple different coats, maybe 3 really light, super light coats, and it seemed to do the job. I'm doing a lot of touch-up work on these with these paint pens and now the crystals, and I think those inks feel pretty locked down and stable, to where you can send them out to someone with no problem. Someone can handle them with no problem, and they're not going to wipe off. So, yeah. All right. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you like these cards, and thanks so much for watching.